I did cry once today. I don't know if there was a beautiful family. I haven't seen them again, but they came up and their little 5-year-old sang the theme song to me. And I cried. It was really beautiful.
They didn't come see me. I kind of hate them. I knew nothing at all.
It's so funny looking back on it because that was the first time I ever auditioned for a series regular. And
That's fucking nuts.
I had never, so they never gave me the script, but now looking back after doing this for a few years, I would not go to a series audition without reading the script. And I got 2 pages. Just 2 pages, but I felt like I knew her, and that's how Joss writes. I have some funny stories about that, about how there's something about the way he writes that is so full-bodied that I felt like I knew River, and it was easy for me to get inspired for my audition just from having those 2 pages. And I don't know when I remember our first read through, but there was hardly anything, even like a character description.
Yeah. I don't even think I had 2 pages. I just had the, in the pilot when Simon's explaining to the crew, like, what happened to River, blah, blah, blah. I had that. That was basically it for my audition. And I was like, wow, I don't know what the hell is going on, but this is really, really cool and interesting. And then I met Joss, and I think that really sort of sealed the deal for me. I just wanted to work with him. And then the script sort of surfaced, and then I was like, oh, wow, this is something really spectacular. But yeah, there was not a lot. Although when we did the series, Joss and Tim used to come to set every time they broke a story. And it was like watching 2 little children, yeah, they would come and they would tell us what they just came up with. And it was infectious to be a part of their process. We were having dinner at Joss's house, and I was a high-maintenance, picky eater, and he was making sea bass.
He's a good cook. Yes,
and he was doing a piece of sea bass for me. And he said he was off to Cape Cod to finish the script. And I was like, what do you mean? Because we had heard rumblings, but it was my 5th canceled show with Fox. And I was so jaded at that point that when they talked about, we're going to find another life for the show, I was like, yeah, good luck with that. So when there was all this talk about a movie, I really didn't, I don't know, I was excited, of course, but I think I had lost faith that would happen. And then when we were at his house that night and he was saying that he was going, and I was like, and he was like, oh yeah, like full on, we have producers attached, we have, so he was just going to finish the script. So that was, I think, the first time for me that I was like, oh, this might be something. But then the read through for me was like, oh, okay. When we hadn't seen each other. A lot of us hadn't seen each other in so long because our lives are so busy. And I think I kept losing my spot in the script because I was just like gazing at everybody as they would read their lines. Like, these people who I love saying the words of these characters who I missed, and that's for me when it truly was solidified.
How about for you, Summer? Was there a moment?
I was there with the sea bass. Yeah. I was there. I think everything was so new for me because I had just got there, so everything seemed possible to me and yet impossible. For example, when the show got canceled, I thought, it was fun to be an actress while it lasted, and I thought that was it. And I remember we went over to Nathan's house. We all cried together, and
I fell through a hedge.
Yes, We yes, we did what we had to do to get through the sadness. Okay.
You have to tell us the hedge story. Sorry. What happened?
It's really quite simple. I drank too much. Well before I got sober. Yeah, there was some hedge falling.
Yeah, but we were really close. I mean, that sort of thing never happened to me after. I was on other shows, and yes, it was sad, but it wasn't the same. Somehow we felt like we, and I wouldn't say that we felt like outcasts. We were sort of in the beginning of our careers, most of us, but we were so bonded. And our studio, even though they hired us, we felt like they didn't really get us, and we felt like we were on the edge the whole time. So I think that bonded us together even more. And yeah, I remember that night, and then we did our first ever convention together in England. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
That was. I threw away my passport at Heathrow. And because I had never been overseas before, I got my passport to do a convention. I mean, that's just, everything was a first for me. And Joss trying to explain what conventions were to us. We didn't, we thought people are going to ask us they're going to want to take pictures and sign autographs. We just didn't know what to expect. And then we all went to England. And that's when it kind of started, like this whole thing that, oh, this is different. Because we realized that the fans were not going to let it die. And now here we are, still alive.
Cheers to all of you not letting it die.
Yeah, I think, early on with the conventions, because we loved the show so much, obviously, and we loved each other so much. And then I think with the conventions, we're like, oh, people got it. Like, because we did feel misunderstood by the network for sure. I mean, Joss would be like, I just came back from a meeting with the network and they're having issues with, they'd be like, I don't get it. There are horses in outer space. And Joss was like, yeah, that's the point of the show. And they'd be like, where are the lasers? Where are the aliens? And Joss was like, yep, that's not the show, And then the whole duct tape, there's still duct tape in our show. Well, why would they use duct tape? And Joss is like, because that's the show. And we just sort of always felt, and then, why not, premiere the show with the second episode? Like, that makes so much sense. I don't know if I was aware of that. I think, I don't know.
I remember Adam sort of having a better feel for it. He would talk about the fact that we were on Fridays and what time and everything. I didn't understand any of it. It was crazy. I remember the first time our sort of commercial came on, and I was the girl in the box. Did anybody see that? Remember our very first advertisement? And a girl in a box. And I thought, we've made it! Adam, he had a little bit of a better feel for the vibe at Fox. But they did keep rehiring us. They liked us.
Yeah.
Sean's not bitter at all.
I never worked for Fox again.
Wait, so they had those all the time, they cast you?
Yeah,
because
and then they just threw me away.
No, yeah, that sorry. No, I don't remember ever really realizing it. I just didn't have a good enough feel for it. And it's probably better that way. I do remember our last time being all together on set too, when we were doing the message, yeah. We were all standing around the casket. That's the last day I remember us all being. Is that the last day we were together?
I think that's, yeah. But that was one of the best bloopers ever. It used to be.
You guys saw the blooper?
And Nathan kind of ducked under the camera and then popped up like as the camera was going in 360. It's like one of the things I'm most mad at myself for because I couldn't not laugh and I wanted to be like as cool as Nathan and like not laugh.
Didn't want to ruin it.
And I was like, I'm going to be so serious. Then he comes next to me. I'm like,
yeah, I laughed too.
You worked
I worked hard.
Summer was working on that before there was even like 100% green light. You were doing, Summer worked would do it before work during the break. We would all wrap and go probably to Nathan's to eat bean dip, and Summer would stay and go over it and over and over. I mean, you worked so hard on that, and
Thank you.
It showed.
I did. I'm so grateful for it now. There were times when it did really push me. I thought that I knew how to work hard because I was a ballet dancer, but learning how to do the martial arts myself, it required me to give everything that I had. And the stunt team was, they were a dream. Chad Stahelski was my hero. I mean, I'm still really scared of him. I ran into him on another set. He put his hands on my shoulders from behind, and I looked up and I saw who it was, and I thought, oh God, what are they going to make me do? And because he really he believed in me that I could do it myself. And I've been on other sets where they say they're going to have the actors do it, but then it's like you show up and they've already shot half of it. But the reason why I ended up doing it myself is because Joss did not want to do cutaways. He wanted to shoot the fight from start to finish, so you couldn't hide that it wasn't me. So the other really fun part is that because you couldn't hide that it was me, I had to actually make contact with all the stunt guys, so I got to actually kick them and punch them. It was supposed to be a light tap, but since, I'm not a professional, the guys, it was so funny though. My favorite story, I tell it all, I've been telling it for a while now, is that we learned both fight scenes from start to finish, and then we got ready to do the Reaver fight, and all the guys had their Reaver masks on, and I couldn't tell who was who, so I couldn't tell who to punch and who to kick. So then they had to start calling out their name so that I would know if it was Mike I was supposed to kick in the face or Danny I was supposed to punch in the stomach. And so that made it we really bonded over that. That was fun.
I really love the scene when I get shot. And
yes, that's what I was going to say.
I really love the scene so much because I just look up and I see everybody, and I wasn't doing anything. It was just I don't know, for me as an actor, it felt I felt such a part of this group that was, I don't even know how to explain it. I was just laying there and,
But you did it so well that you swept us all up, and I did not think we were doing that scene that afternoon. I was not prepared to do it. I don't know why. And when I found out we were doing it, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm not ready. I have to really take some time to think about how I'm going to do such an emotional scene. But as soon as you did the rehearsal and you fell back, I just started crying, and it was so real that Joss had to ask me to stop crying so loud during your close-up. And that's a testament to how amazing he is as an actor, and how he just kind of carries you in his wake. You don't have to do anything but just be there. It felt so real for us. All those days when we were shooting that final battle, when we were together, it felt more like therapy than like acting, because we were really swept up in it.
Yeah, those final, the whole sort of the tail end of until the fight, that was all. When Gina said, he ain't coming, when Kaylee's Wash, where's Wash? And I just got to chill again, because every time she said that. Yeah. That's actually the funniest question I ever got. I was in Australia. I was doing a panel with Amy Acker, and somebody got it all the way back there and said, "Hi, this question is for Sean. I just wondered, how does it feel now that Zac Efron's career has eclipsed yours?" And Amy was so sweet. She was like, don't answer that. Don't answer that. I was like, no, that's fine. But the audience, you did the exact same thing. Everyone was like, oh, man. I was like, it's okay.
Hi, this is Amanda Tapping. Thanks for watching. And it doesn't matter if your reproductive organs are on the inside or the outside. You can still enjoy Fandom Spotlight. Have fun and follow your fandom.